That's how we own it.
What's up, family? It's your girl, Tamika D, Mallory.
And it's your boy, Mysonne, the General.
And we are your host of Street Politicians, the place where the streets and
politics meets.
Lord have mercy. I am tired. I just want you to know that. I sleepy every day.
Every day.
Since we've had the last several weeks of daylight savings, my body is just it didn't work.
It be sneaking up. Daylight savings just sneaked up on. I didn't even realize it. Only reason I realized, you want me to know, is sad that I never changed the time in my car from the last daylight savings time, right?
So now it's
right.
Oh,
so I was like, I'm like, wait, this time supposed to be, and I was like, it's working, it's matching my phone, something wrong.
So you was running around you was looking at it knowing that it was an hour back.
Exactly.
Or hour ahead.
It was an hour earlier, so I was like,
no, it should have been an hour back because then we go forward quickly.
Yeah, we went forward.
Oh, so you didn't change it
already
from... Nah,
earlier.
you bugging. That was a long time ago.
So I'm sitting there, my son, I'm like, yeah, did we do daylight savings? He said, yeah, Dad. I'm like, okay, I guess. So that's how I found out. Shout out to Cameron for educating us.
For educating you.
Yes,
man,
sir.
But I feel like the last several weeks, I know something happened where I didn't get my full sleep. Because, I need 4 extra hours just to cover if I lose 1 hour because I love the bed. Lord, that's my favorite place to be. My bed. You know what? I can do anything from my bed. Let me just be clear. I have planned some of the most historic occasions in American history from my bed, and Linda Sarsour, our partner at Until Freedom, is able to do the same. We can stay in our pajamas for the whole day and have an event completely planned or a whatever campaign, and people can't touch us.
I mean, listen, that's a skill set. I can't do it because I feel like if I'm in the bed, I'm losing. I'm missing out on something. I'm lazy. I feel like the most shiftless Negro in the world. So I got to get up and move around. My thoughts come from working out, walking. The best ideas that I ever had was me either working out or just walking around, and those have materialized into the best things for me. So sleeping in the bed, it don't work.
I didn't say sleeping.
Or laying,
in the bed.
just being in the bed.
I didn't say sleeping in the bed.
I feel like claustrophobic in the bed for too long. It's like, nah, I got to get up. Got to go.
Okay. Well, that is definitely something that I see in men, a lot of men particularly, that it's like laying down all day is not. My father doesn't lay down all day. It's not gonna happen. My mom really never laid down all day either, but she sure would get her a few more hours more than my dad. So for all of you folks who are watching us today, you are watching pre-record and listening. You're listening and watching a pre-recorded show. We're running a series on money. Money. We are talking about black folks and our money, and we are not about to let this crypto, metaverse, NFT world miss us. And so there are spaces where all people talk about is that. But we have folks like you who may be tuning in for political information. You may be tuning in for what's happening in the movement. And so we want to make sure we bring that world to this world so that we are on the cutting edge of wherever people are spending money and making money, more importantly, and just making sure that our communities are up to speed. Because we know that while our politics are important, it is equally important for us to know the politics of our money. Facts. And to know what's happening in our society. And so with that being said, while we are traveling, you guys know that we are on this pilgrimage, going on a pilgrimage. We are headed on a pilgrimage to the continent of Africa, covering a few different areas. And while that's happening, we tape these shows specifically so that folks would be, just into a series that from show to show you learn more and more and more and more. And hopefully today will be no different.
Yes, it will be no different because we're trying to teach you because we're the number one show in the world.
Well, I'm trying to learn.
I'm trying to, but I already learned. You're not getting. Don't worry
Oh
about it. I'm not gonna say
my
that.
God.
Don't worry about it. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Here we go. I promise you all that by the end of this show, my son is going to believe that he is ready.
I'm figuring it out. Listen, the last Earn Your Leisure show, they put me on the path. I was like, oh, I started doing my little studying. I said, I might get this. So I know Key's gonna drop something that's gonna push it over the level. But I know he's gonna push it to the next level for me. Because he's been trying to give it to us for the last 2 years.
So as promised, we're keeping with this series of conversation on money. And we're talking to an incredible leader, one of the leading voices on, or really not just finance for finance purposes, but really more so about how we as Black people have to do a better job of pooling our resources, of understanding these industries, and using this $1.4 trillion that we have at our disposal to really become self-sustained. And I, listen a lot to this brother. I know he's our brother. We listen a lot to him and learn so much. And he really is one of the leading voices in this nation on the sustainability of Black folks from a financial perspective. Now, first of all, he was born in St. Louis. I didn't know that. He kind of act like he was born in New York, but that's we won't hold it against him. But anyway, born in St. Louis, raised in West Oakland. Now that I can see, right? A thought leader, an entrepreneur, a public speaker, and most of all, a teacher. He is a teacher. Our brother, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining Street Politicians, 19 Keys.
Thank you all for having me, man. Two of the most
prolific,
revolutionary people. Peace to the guys, man. Nah, it's a blessing to be here.
So listen. So like when people see 19 Keys, he's just so polished. He knows the perfect words to say. Like sometimes I listen to you talk, I'll be like, yo, how could you can't say it better than that. Like the perfect words. I want you to give a full understanding. Who is 19 Keys? Like, because we just most of us have just found you. Like, I met you years ago. Our brother Derek Grace, when we went to his birthday party, and that was the first time I met you. And from then, I've been impressed and just following you and seeing how you've evolved even from then. And at that point, you was one of the leading thought leaders, in my opinion, at that time. And I've watched you evolve over the last few years. But tell us, what is the origin? Where did you come from? Who are you?
Well, can I just say this Derek Grace party, I don't know why I wasn't there, but it must have been a real shindig because I keep hearing about this party over and over again.
It was legendary. That was a very legendary night. But no, so I go by 19 Keys, and that more so just speaks upon how I unlock minds and how I utilize information to get people to tap into their higher stuff or their higher potential. That part that usually lies dormant, you understand me, and most people, and don't usually have keys in their life, somebody that can help them unlock their potential, or knowing which knowledge or resource to seek to tap into themselves. And, coming from Oakland, you understand me, being raised in Oakland got a different kind of energy, you understand me? And when I grew up out there, it was the Black Muslim militant street culture at the same time that I grew up around. So I always seen Black men who had voice, who had power, who had money, who were militant, who had status, who had political favor, the whole nine. So I grew up seeing Black men in organizations. And I think from an early age, I was inspired by that. You understand me? Where growing up, we went to a Black Muslim pirate school, and we had to, speak on stages. Like I seen some recent videos of myself from when I was like 8 years old. And some of the things they had me saying when I was younger are some of the same quotes I use today. You understand me? And so I never considered myself to be a speaker until, I got paid for it. But there was times when there would be protests and rallies in the streets of Oakland, and I grab a mic and get up there speaking because I see no Black men, and it'd be a crowd of white people talking about Black issues. So I wanted there to be a voice that represented who I was. And then afterwards and days later, there will be people that come up and be like, man, that was so powerful what you said, blase, blase. So I'm listening, I always take in feedback. You understand me? That if I have a talent that's real that I can utilize to help encourage and change the world in any capacity, I'm gonna do so, right? And at the same time, I've always been an entrepreneur, been a hustler, been a designer, right? And I've utilized all of my skill sets, and I believe that they all really are one, right? It's just, I think it's just, speaking is an art, creating is an art, doing business is an art. I think even being a revolutionary is an art. You understand me? The way you go about it and the way you design these things. So I've always took all of my passions, being a Muslim, being militant, being a man, being a speaker, being an entrepreneur, everything that I was raised under, everything that I've seen. And I try to be a solution for the things that I think were unaligned with me or wrong. Because I've seen those same empires of Black men fall by ego, fall by, they killing each other. They, jealousy and all sort of issues come up and rise. So I've tried to create multiple groups where there were Black men and women coming together. We traveled the world and done business. And I've always tried to stop it from getting to that point where, it fell. The same issues is basically the same exact patterns and cycle that happen almost in every single organization, right? So I always say that I've never been impressed. I haven't been impressed by too much that I see in our culture, because it doesn't matter unless it has longevity. You can always start something for a short period of time. It's successful for a year, 5 years, but if it don't get past them decade marks to be successful, then it don't really matter, right? And so I've always tried to create things that can be sustainable. And what I learned, though, is I had to start with myself and make my own character, my own brand, and my own movement sustainable. And so that's what I worked on.
So what is the NFT? Because I need to figure out how I can get me one or sell me or something. Not me, but stuff.
So NFTs and even saying the word NFTs, I think is what gives so many people so much difficulty, because it's understanding this concept of a thing instead of understanding what it can do, because there's really a digital token. You understand me? And this digital token can be linked in creation to digital items, right? So this moment right here, if we took a screenshot of it, it can upload, right, on what they call the blockchain. And the blockchain, of course, is basically a mathematical key where you can upload an item and it can't be hacked, it can't be destroyed, it can't be replaced. You understand me? It's creating digital ownership, right? So at first, this wasn't possible at first, right? Blockchain or Bitcoin is the first time a blockchain is created that has been unhackable. You understand me? Now, if you would think of most of the NFTs you see out there, which is non-fungible tokens, which is essentially saying that this is something that can't be exchanged for something else, right? And because it has its own singular unit of value, right? It's like if you get a signed picture from Beyonce, that is not fungible. You can't, if somebody loses that, they can't just replace it with another picture and then try to put that autograph over it. Like, nah, this is not a fungible item. So there's also regular digital tokens that are fungible, right? $1 is fungible because if you lose $1, you can replace it with another dollar. You can replace it with 4 quarters. It has the same amount of value, right? So now fungible is just a word that describes that idea. Now, I think the most important thing is what you can do with NFTs, right? It's like if I try to explain, what my computer or how to create my computer, I couldn't, because I don't know how to create computers, but I know what to do with it. You understand me? And so everybody who has a product right now, if you already sell a book, which you do, both of you all do, then that means that you already have something that you can sell as a product as an NFT, right? Because what you could do is you can take your book right now, take the book cover of it, take the art, and you upload it on one of these platforms, right? And one of these platforms, once you upload it, that's the process they call minting, because you're putting a transaction on the blockchain, right? And that transaction will be there forever. And what happens is it's basically like a mathematical key, and that's something that you can store in what you call a digital wallet, right? So once you take that picture, anyway, I know it might sound a little difficult when we get here, but when we take that picture and then on the back end, you can put a link connected to that. So you can say every time somebody buys this book, they are unlocking an ebook. So the moment that they buy this NFT, it's going to automatically send that now mathematical key to their wallet to say that now you own this thing that was minted on the blockchain. Tamika no longer owns this. My son no longer owns this. It went from their wallet to your wallet, right? And so if you only make 10, there will only be 10, right? Nobody else can fake like they have the same one, because you can go and see their transaction like, nope, this did not come from my wallet. You do not own the authentic one, right? And so nobody can go and hack that and change that and make it something else. So you've literally created
pretty much whatever you own, you can put a quantity of that onto the blockchain as much as you want.
Right.
And somebody can purchase it from you, but it's directly from you because you are the owner, and only place they can get that from is from you.
And then they can't, and then there is nothing that can be done to change it.
No.
So
it's like the US dollar, the treasury mint. If they create something, if they create $1,000 bills, you understand me? Somebody else will have to counterfeit that because they have a process in which it's created that they can say that this came from us.
Okay.
Right. So like they are the treasury mint. So the way that they mint something is the same way that you mint something.
Okay.
Right. It's taking that same ledger system that they have to say that, no, we have this in our ledger, that this came directly from us. And then we have unique identifiers on there that shows us whether this is real or whether this is counterfeit. So somebody took a screenshot of that. It also would not come with the benefits. So here's the beautiful part of it. So the same way that that person that has that NFT that you dropped on there, you can now go with a coder or developer and say, well, I want to airdrop that person something for buying it. So airdropping is the process of sending them something in their wallet, right? So let's say that everybody who bought your book, now you want to send them another NFT directly to those wallets connected to that NFT. So you say, now I'm going to send you an invite to a special event. So if somebody just screenshotted that, they're not getting that invite in their wallet because it's not connected to that transaction, right? So that's the beauty of these NFTs, because you can decide at any point in time to add value to them. That, listen, now that you are in this is like a membership. You understand me? And you can also see everybody who says they support you. Everybody run up to you like, it's like them showing you a receipt, but it's a real receipt saying that, all right, now you can use this NFT, you can connect it as a ticket to say, well, you can scan it. And if this comes up authentic, that you actually got it from my wallet, then guess what? We'll let you into this event. So now it becomes a verifiable ticket that they can use, or membership, right? Or in the case what most people use, they call PFP projects, is for profile photos, which is why you see people change their profile photo, because the first projects were created to be profile photo pictures, right? And then what happens is a person to create an art, and they say, well, you can also own the intellectual property connected to this art. So as long as you own it, I can create me some designs, and instead of somebody feeling like they need to go steal my design or plagiarize them, they can just buy the design and then create a brand around it. So that's what a lot of people are doing right now. They take their crypto punks or they board their yachts or whatever, and they start creating brands out of it, where they making shirts, they making coffee mugs, or they make a cartoon, or they make other projects that are derivative of that because they own the trademark to it now, or the intellectual property and the license to it. So you also can say that, okay, well, what if somebody read your book after they got the ebook and they decided they want to sell this NFT now, right? So if they sell it and you put in there, because it has a smart contract connected to it to say that whatever I say this NFT will do, anytime somebody buy it, is going to execute that, right? So if you say that the next person that buys it, you want them to unlock a book as well, not just the first person, but each person that buys it, no matter how many people get it. That means that if you only created 10, then only you can sell 10. But everybody who buys it, they can sell theirs on the secondary market. And you can set a percentage of royalties that you want to get paid every time somebody sell it.
Wow.
So now, the same way if somebody go take shoes and they sell it on the secondary market, if Nike had it connected as an NFT, where it was authenticated, or I use Dapper Dan as the example the other day, because he sold out his hoodies in like 5 minutes. And the example was like, okay, if Dapper Dan would have sold 10,000 digital hoodies that connected to 10,000 physical hoodies, and he waited a period of time before he sent them out, because some people bought more than one because they don't want to resell them, right? Or resell them for more. But instead, Dan could have been like, no, I'm gonna sell 10,000 and then I'm gonna get 5 or 10% royalty every time somebody sells it. So now when somebody decides to go sell this at $200 or $300, you understand me? He get paid every time it's sold.
Okay, wait.
And
it's like scalping tickets, kind of.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it makes, if you do a scalping tickets, that benefits. It's saying that these are real tickets. It's no longer illegal activity because we're gonna get paid off of it regardless.
Yeah.
But now it makes the secondary market powerful because it don't matter how many you buy. You understand me? The person that initially created it go get sold regardless or get paid regardless.
Yeah. And
okay,
then
but
they
wait.
get paid again after you sell it because they get a percentage of you selling.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, you gotta come closer to the mic. So I've told the Earn Your Leisure guys, and I say it all the time, I need it slow because I'm not I gotta read things twice to get it.
Let me
you said something about research, they said, which means
that was
you
a bar.
search and then you go back and read. That's what they told me you said on one of these shows. But wait, no. I have a specific question that I need a slow answer to. If it's an NFT and it's digital, then how do I put the sweater over my head? Because what I was explaining to our brothers that Earn Your Leisure is I'm the type of person that I like for my investment to be in my hand, something I can physically touch. So how do I get the product?
All right. So if it is a digital, it unlocks a physical, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea was that you would take the digital hoodie and then it will give you a link. Right. It could be at a point in time where he said, well, you know, for the first week, we're not going to send them out, but whoever owns them on this date, I did this with my crowns. If you own this particular NFT on the 19th, then that would be the day we verify all these NFTs and who holds them on that day. Right. Because you could hold them on the first, but that don't mean you unlock it. You don't get access to whatever it unlocks until you own it on that day, which gives it a period of time for people to start selling. That was the whole point. So now people can start selling on the secondary market. Like, damn, I didn't get mine. So people be like, all right, cool. I got 5 of them. I'll sell you 4 of mine. Now, Dan just got paid. You understand me? Each time that was sold, he got paid the initial time they bought it at full price. And then he got paid it on the secondary market because they wanted to make extra money and he created the opportunity for them. Right? So now they get this link that verifies that they own it. And now they get to put in their size, their shipping address, and it's going to automatically send them this hoodie. And now they get to unlock their physical hoodie with it. And how do you know it's authentic? Because they got the NFT that shows like, yo, this is not a fake Dapper Dan hoodie. This is a real one. I got the NFT that matches the hoodie that I own. So this might be hoodie 111 and I got the NFT 111, right? So it's also a marker of authenticity so that it can't be faked.
So what's the downside to this? Is there in your mind a downside? I guess you said something. I do actually pay attention to you, just so you know. I heard you say every industry, there's a downside, like there's issues that come out of anything. So help us understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of scammers in every industry. It's a lot of projects that ain't worth nothing. I think it's just simple where it's like, I tell you, if you go do NFTs, do it for 2 reasons. You go get in there, buy stuff just because you like it, right? Like right behind me, I got these machines to where I can take one of my pictures and it uploads in here a 3D image, a holographic image, right? So if I like art that somebody got, now I got a digital frame to where I can sit in my house, right? So if I'm buying it for that reason, I can't lose because I'm not buying it as an investment. I'm just buying it the same way you go to the market and you buy some art that you like and you take that and you post it on your wall, transaction over with, right? If you start buying everything with the idea that it's going to be an investment and it's going to make you money in the future, you're going to lose out a lot, right? Because you can't really predict all of that. Now, so if you buy things just because you like it, there's no loss in the market. That's different. Now, if you're going in there and you're trying to make money, now a lot of people are going to scam you because they're going to be people that make it seem like you're going to make money by getting into this project. It's going to be hype. It's going to be community built around it. And then a lot of people will exit that project. So now you own this digital asset that you can do nothing with, right? And it's just sitting in your wallet. I mean, you can still go take that picture and you can put it up, but that wasn't the reason you bought it for. And you overpaid for something that didn't have any utility, right? And this is something that I taught at the beginning of it, is that utility is the key to creating the value for this. Unless it's a real artist, I don't want to buy art from you, number one. You understand me? Somebody that just started last week and started putting out art, Why would I buy art from you? You're not an artist. You hired an artist to put out art. So it's different if you hire an artist to create art that represents like a product picture that unlocks something of value, right? Let's say that, because your hair always done, Tamika, you understand me? So let's say your hairstylist says that I only got 5 appointments this week. I'm gonna put them as NFTs, and it's basically unlocking which date and what time. You understand me? If you buy that NFT, then you get that appointment. Now, let's say that you can't make it, or let's say that you're a stylist.
Okay, somebody now come on, talk to me in my language. Now I'm understanding. Then what happened? Okay, you can't wait. Let me say what I think. So then you can't make it. So now you go and sell it to somebody else. They get it. And you can sell it for whatever price you want to that person. So if you pay $200, you can be like, well, if you want my appointment, you got to pay $400. And then the person who was selling it, the hairstylist, she gets a percentage of she gets the first $200, and then she or he gets the percentage off of the resale.
That's a fact.
Oh, shoot.
So now, guess what? If you a hot stylist or somebody, a hairstylist, somebody might want to buy all your slots just to sell them. But guess what? You will get paid regardless. So and then what they might want to do is say, you know what? They might be a celebrity stylist. They might buy the slot so they can start giving it to their clients and start selling those clients. That's what people do with clothing. They do it all kind of different things. There's a lot of secondary markets that exist. It's just the initial creator doesn't always get the benefit from it. So now you get to create all these different business models. So when I help people create NFTs, I'm helping people create businesses and new business models. That's what I'm doing, and finding different creative ways to add on to their business model that wasn't normally possible. So these NFTs allow people to do things with their business and get super creative in ways that they normally couldn't have done at first.
Brother, you broke it down. That was this. You got it now. She figured it out.
I wanted to give y'all a jewel too, because NFTs can also be used in humanitarian causes and philanthropy as well, right?
Yeah.
So
well, we're actually in an NFT thing now with Hank. Oh Lord, what's his last name? We need to figure that out before y'all gonna have to edit this. Hold on, let me just get his name. Hank Fist. Okay. Here we go. His name is, that ain't his name. What's his name, y'all? Tommy. There we go. Okay. All right. But we're actually in an NFT situation now with Tommy Smith, the brother who raised his fist in the Olympics. Where they are selling an original of the photo of him with, of course, the signature, and several organizations will benefit from the money that is received, so I'm getting it. So
now we just got to create our own NFT because we have value.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So once we create something that we can sell and then actually give all our followers updates, or have personal rooms where if you have this NFT, you can come to this personal room and discuss this, or see personal footage of things. Or if you put your book up there, you can give like a behind the scenes something about your book that only people who brought the book, the NFT, can get there. I'm getting it now, Keith.
All right.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it now. So listen, we got to wrap up real quick because we could be here all day with you. You know that. We always could build. But I just want to know, tell us about the metaverse and how does the NFTs fit into the metaverse?
So, NFTs are digital things you can own. If you have I'm sure both of you all have children. So a lot of children, they play games and then they buy skins in those games, right? And the idea is that you can take these digital things that you buy in the game and you can transfer it over to other games or other places, because it doesn't just exist in this game. It exists as something that you digitally own. So if you buy something as an NFT market, you can take that thing that you own and you can bring it into the metaverse in this digital world. I just seen Angela Benton. She just rolled out something with the NFT where you can take, she owns Streamlytics, a data company, and you can take all of your data and you can connect it to your NFT. And I believe the idea is essentially that you can take your real world profile of all the things you do and you can download it into your character, and all of that data be connected to your character. right? And she has a platform basically allowing you to sell your own data so you make money off of it rather than companies selling it to other companies. You now get to sell your data directly to them and get paid off of it, right? But the idea is that, you know, there's going to be a digital world where people are going to be submersed into this new era of social media, right? Meta, by Facebook standards, you understand me, is not, I don't think it's going to be the one that pop off that most people want to get into. I think that's going to be an overly policed social media, overly social media that I'm not promoting, right? I don't really promote metaverse, period, besides the education behind it and the opportunities that people can use, right? Like they want to use metaverse in empathy training for police officers, right? Now, I can't tell you whether this go work, but they do say that it increases empathy to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, right? And then the brain submerges itself into that experience. And then once you leave out of it, you can now empathize with that person because you literally have experienced what it was like to be a Black man getting pulled over. You understand me, in those moments. And so they doing this with nursing homes. They're doing this with all sort of different things, and even education. In the education field, that people are able to retain information more when they're submersed into it in these environments. And then in these metaverses, we can create our own world. We can create any type of environment that we want to have or see. You understand me? You can be there at a Marcus Garvey speech. You understand me? Duplicated, and you can sit in the audience and you can be up there and see what it was like to be there. You can be in ancient Egypt, right, with black faces with the nose on there before they knocked everything down, and you can experience what it was like to go through true history instead of, you know, the white erasure of history. Like, so the metaverse we can use as education platforms. You can host events in there, right? You can create games in there. You can take your NFTs, you can bring them into the metaverse. People have full galleries that they create with their NFTs. People teach classes in there because you can also get your streams. People, I mean, in the future, I'm sure the metaverse is going to be a very weird place that people are doing all sort of crazy, chaotic things in there. And then it's not saying that you have to be completely submerged in your phone. You can be in the metaverse just through your computer, right? I know Idris Sandu is dropping some hardware where he's going to have some glasses that's like this. You understand me? To where it overlays the metaverse on top of the real world, so that you're not completely just submersed into this virtual reality, right? So that it doesn't take up all of your senses, but you can use the metaverse the same way that you use the internet. You understand me? It's social media where you don't have to completely be connected to it. Okay. So the metaverse is just the future of the internet at the end of the day. And there's an opportunity for billions and billions of dollars to be created. They're already funding billions of dollars. So anytime I see a new sector, right, I say, well, if we learn the skills on how to build that and we get in early, then those are billions of dollars that can come our way, right? That's the whole point of looking at this metaverse. I don't care if people play games or they create their avatars and all of that crap in there. I want to be the owners of it and create our own thing. You understand me? Because even on social media, people are spending 5 to 6 hours today on it. So people are already going to be in the metaverse because that's where the habit is anyway. You know, so it's not an if, it's a when at this point in time. And if we have our own metaverse, at least we can capitalize off it and we can decide what our people's minds is submersed into.
Makes sense. I want to say one thing. We're going to close with this. So High Level Conversations.
Yes, sir.
Is that's the new podcast that's coming? And tell them about Infinite Wealth Strategies. Break all of that down as we end out. Go out there, let them know where to find you, all of that. Break it down as we go out.
So High Level Conversations, man, is exactly what it is. There's way too many low level conversations. When I sit down, people don't have a lot of safe spaces to be intelligent, man. A lot of people that I have conversations with, you know, we dumb it down a lot for audiences, and depending on the way that you build your platform, it's like you don't have a platform to showcase your mind that people actually want to hear, right? Then I'm gonna talk about subjects and I don't have no bar. You understand me? I can go as far as I want to and say what I want to because I'm free. You understand me? So I want to have high level conversations in all areas, whether it's politics, whether it's money, you understand me, liberation, whether it's, you know, a spirituality, any and everything. You know, I got some dope people lined up thus far, but I also have concepts that I want to give to the culture. It's taking like what we've seen in the conscious community and then taking it to a higher level of aesthetic, you understand me, platform and mainstream to where we can give concepts that really take us to a higher frequency and a higher vibration. So it's going to get real dangerous. It's going to be powerful. I'm going to make people change their platform in the way they do things. Because we go, listen, let me ask y'all this question. Who is the smartest Black man in history or woman? Who's the smartest?
The smartest Black man in history?
I mean,
there's so many.
I don't know.
I don't want to
like,
give nobody that one title. Who would you give that title?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a tough question. I do have an answer, but the idea of that question, if I ask you who are like the smartest white men in history, we got like a list of top 10 we'll go through based on living white men. You understand me? And the issue is that we don't really have a list of like the top 10 smartest. We got the top 10 rappers, but we don't value intelligence in that same capacity. You know, so we don't really look at each other and measure each other based on intelligence. So people don't showcase their intelligence for that reason.
There's no measurement. Nobody values it. So there's nobody show that.
So I want us to be able to now have a measurement where we be like, damn, him being smart is a reason that he's popular, a reason that he should have a platform, a reason that people should listen to him or look up to this person, or she being intelligent. So I want to add intelligence as a metric now that people look at as success.
Right.
But we can look
not
at the
just
Elon
popular,
Musk and
but
Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs and all them and be like in the Einsteins and say that these are the smartest white men easily off the top of our head because we give them an intelligence marker as a reason for their success. But we don't do that in our community. We might even call a person a genius, but we still don't look at how smart they are, right? So high-level conversations is coming. It's going to be on the EYL network. We're going to do some amazing things. I got some powerful guests lined up. And then, of course, I got myself. So I want y'all to be on there because when we have a high-level conversation,
yes, sir.
Love that. Yeah, we got
we ready. Listen, we know you coming. We ready.
We know exactly what. Listen, I got stuff I want to talk about. So tell us. So people, you said you help people to set up their NFTs and all of that. And I'm assuming that that's through Infinite Wealth Strategies.
Yeah, that's Infinite Wealth Strategies. So I'm also creating an incubator for developers and artists to where everybody has ideas for their projects. They can come through us and then we can create their projects for them. Currently, we have the Infinite Wealth Strategies where my students, they flip NFTs, they create NFTs. You understand me? Which is basically saying that they're creating businesses and they're making money and they're creating products and projects. Not only do we do that in the Infinite Wealth Strategies, we also teach cryptocurrency, how to understand it, how to find projects. You understand me? How to sell, trade, and buy cryptocurrency. We also teach you how to create books. I got a 3 to 4 week book strategy where you can create an ebook, take the idea out your head and stop procrastinating. I always say procrastination is the abortion clinic of ideas. And I think that's a mental health issue that 80-90% of people have because of lack of focus. So we teach that. My father teaches a class every Monday, a live class. It's a manhood class. You understand me? For business development and mental development. So every Monday, he's been doing that for almost a year now. You understand me? That you want to get access to that live one. I sometimes come in there and do Sunday consultations where I can give you specific advice on how you can break into this industry with whatever industry that you're into. So whether you're in politics, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you sell books, whatever it is, I'll give you the game on how you can get in for yours, right? And it's really about the community because the community in there, they teaching you things about staking, the process of putting your money up to earn interest, or they teach you about different projects that you can get in. It's a whole real blockchain, intelligent community. We teach you how to create trust. Not just trust with each other, but like trust for like
trust. Yes. Because my mom, she had a stroke 2 years ago, March 10th, and I had to learn in a very short time period in order for her to be able to get the help that she needs, how to create a trust, what to do about my parents' money. And I can tell you, there are a lot of people that do not have a clue of any of that in our community. Well, listen,
and that's where
go ahead.
So I just want to say the last thing on trust is once you understand that America is a trust, America is a corporation. So every Black family should have a trust and should be set up as a corporation. Corporations have more power than people in this country. You understand me? We live in an oligarchy. You understand me? We live in a world where it's owned by a special interest group and corporations. So when you operate through trust, you operate through corporations, you set it up like the Kardashians do. They got a church where they run their taxes through. You are now operating in the way you're supposed to in America. And we give away a lot of our rights because we don't understand our natural rights and the order of things in America. So you can find me Infinite Wealth Strategies, 19 keys, _19 keys, on all platforms. You can tune in to High Level Conversations, come in on the EYL Network March 19th. You understand me? And if you're feeling dangerous, tap in with 19 keys.
My God.
My brother, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for breaking it down. I appreciate you. Love your success. Continue to grow. Hopefully you opening up these minds. I see a lot of minds open it up, man. Keep doing what you do.
That's right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, brother.
I can't wait to have y'all on the platform so we can have a high level.
There. We can't wait.
Right away. Thank you. We got to have you back on again so that as people learn this stuff, they, you know, as it gets deeper and they have more questions, that we're hitting them on every angle, making sure that we've been saying that on our show, folks might not like it, but yes, politics is important, but we're going to be focusing a lot on money, on our money and our spending power, because we think that that is, of course, sort of like the next level, if you will. I don't think that that means it is that it takes the place of our politics, because we have to understand the political nature of our communities, how things operate, and also how now we're hearing that the government is planning to get involved with crypto and try to put regulations. So you have to understand the politics in order to understand how to deal with your money. But we still need to focus more on our sustainability from a financial perspective. So that's going to be
without money. It's simple. You can't go to war without money or resources. And if the politicians that you do get behind, you got to look at, you know, are they getting behind things that are good for us financially?
That's
right. So if they're going to implement things that we can benefit from these crypto bills, then that's lobbying, right? You know, my saying, poor people vote, rich people lobby.
That's right.
Amen.
That's right. All right.
Thank you, brother. King. Appreciate you.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
So our brother, the next guest, which I was super excited about because we had 19 keys booked. And then we got this alert in the media that said that one of our friends, our dear brothers, is now putting this NFT process into action, working on putting it into action. But it was a different industry because, like I said, I'm thinking art, I'm thinking, you know, things like that. And now looking at what is happening in this example is very different. So let me just introduce to those people who are listening to Street Politicians today, who may not know that there is a man who runs restaurants in New York and has all kinds of other businesses. You know, Don Pooh got mad businesses. He got mad businesses, but he is a franchise expert, an entrepreneur of extraordinaire, and the former executive vice president of MCA Records, which makes so much sense because when you go to his famous restaurant, Brooklyn Chop House, the walls are full of all the artists and entertainers who have been there, who are great supporters of his.
Best spot in the city.
And that's my spot.
That's my spot.
That's right.
Chop House.
Welcome to Street Politicians.
What up, Pooh?
Don Pooh.
What up? What up, guys? How you guys doing?
We blessed and highly favored, man. Thank you. I know you got a busy day. You always moving. You always on the run. Every time I see you, you going someplace.
Yeah.
Every time I look on the internet, you in the best rooms with, you know, everywhere. I'm like, Pooh don't miss a spot. And then I see you in Chop House like you just a regular worker, man. So I love the energy, man. I love it.
You know,
Thanks,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. Thanks. I mean, we got to show up. This is nothing new to me. You know, we come from this grind. You know, entertainment kind of prepared me for this grind. You know, the restaurant business is not easy, but you know, we've been blessed and highly favored to, you know, have this opportunity to create a very, you know, unique concept with Brooklyn Chop House, and you know, we've exposed it to, you know, all of our peers and they've been very supportive. We've gotten a lot of support, and now we're going from our first restaurant that opened in 2018 to our newest restaurant, which is going to be our flagship in Times Square. We're blessed to have that. We just opened that, and we're doing some creative things within the restaurant space now when it comes to NFTs, with a section of our restaurants that's not open yet. It's soon to come. We're still developing the concept, but I would love to share exactly how this application, this NFT, could how we're applying it to restaurants and a membership only section of the restaurant.
Okay, now the NFT clicked for me. It just clicked from the last conversation to this one. So it's not like just a regular dinner. You're talking about an experience, and then like being
there's a certain place you can't go unless you're a part of this.
So it's unlocking your private area or whatever.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's unlocking your private area and experience that will be unlike the experience you would normally get at Brooklyn Chop House, which is great, by the way. But we're providing, it's a different floor, it's actually in the building, but it will be a different business, a different floor, different entry. So it'll be separated from what we have now is the concept. And it's our wine cellar private NFT membership only experience, which hopefully we'll be launching, as we work through all of the particulars with everything in with New York City. We'll probably be opening in a few months.
But now,
so we're excited about that experience.
I'm so excited. I'm like, just ready to find out things. Now, first of all, you said something that I thought was so true. Watching you, Don, work like you're a regular employee in your own restaurant. We see you hustling, bustling, managing, talking, meeting people. And I watched Sylvia of Sylvia's restaurants in Harlem for years, because that's like the kitchen in my house. I go to Sylvia's and pick up all my food. I watch that behavior, and it shows me how the longevity has been accomplished by her brand, her restaurant, her family, that she went to every table. She talked to every person. She rubbed every baby. She fixed every problem. She was on top of everything that happened there. And they have continued that, and we see it in you. So talk to us a little bit about that grind, where that came from.
No, that came from earlier on, from myself growing up in Brooklyn. I had my first job when I was 12 years old. I was packing bags at a supermarket, so I was always about service, right? I was always, I was making 10 cents here, 25 cents there, but change turns into dollars. I learned from a young age that as we serve people and as we, work hard, and it's all about the customer service, right? I would carry packages and bags for older adults and the elderly that couldn't climb the steps and, had walk-up apartments. I would help them take their bags to their homes, and they would, give me a better tip or whatever. So I just learned the service business earlier on. So that kind of carried with me for, basically my entire life, from managing, artists, which I got into the entertainment business, from working with Mary J. Blige, from managing Foxy Brown to, assisting Notorious B.I.G. here and there in different areas when he was on the road, and always wanted to be in that, in that industry. So I got an opportunity to diversify, once I got into the music industry, into food and beverage and franchising. And then from there, I went on to start my own brand, which is Brooklyn Chop House. And, able to carry on some of those same characteristics that I learned from earlier on into my business and, into my grind. I've always been grinding, so I never stopped. So I'm thankful that, the concept is working. And yes, you're right. You have to touch every table. You have to, talk to people. You have to greet people. You have to show up. Customer service is everything. You can have great food and terrible service, but when the two meet and match, and you have great service and great food, then it's unanimous that you have both. That's when those two worlds meet. You possibly could survive, because obviously we know the restaurants are a tough business. 80 to 85% of them unfortunately fail in the first 2 years. So we just have to, be dedicated, find great locations, find great concepts, and execute.
That's the truth. So what made you decide that, like, this is such an innovative thing that you're combining NFTs with your restaurant? Like, what made you come up with that idea? What made you feel like I need to be involved in NFTs right now?
Well, I think this is the next movement, and what we're learning from NFTs. Again, the industry is very new, but what we're learning is, as artists, because once upon a time, when artists specifically, right, you had a painting, they sell it one time and that's it. There was no recurring residuals associated with, something that's unique, that's tangible, that you can sell over and over and over again. So now in the digital space, the metaverse, you create something that's unique, and every time this NFT or special experience is sold or transferred, a percentage goes to the person that mints it. So it's a different concept, and I think it's a unique opportunity to apply it to restaurant membership programs. So there's one other company that was on the cutting edge of this, was the Fly Fish Club with Gary Vee. He actually launched one. I don't believe they have a restaurant yet in place, but they launched it, I believe, earlier this year, or the end of last year, and they were very successful. And I think they sold out their membership availability, and they're basically proof that this blueprint or this concept will possibly, it didn't start yet, but the excitement and the network is there for people that want this opportunity to be part of an NFT restaurant membership club per se.
So okay, so now, what are your thoughts on Black folks getting into this NFT space? Like, do you feel like this is something that we should be rushing to, or would you have people sort of, you got to take caution with everything, but I'm hearing a lot of people say this is the next move for us as a community to be more in control of trading our own money, but without having the middleman of the banks and others in it, and taking their percentage before it gets to whoever we want to support. We want to support Don Pooh. Don Pooh wants to support Tamika and Mysonne. How do we do that without the middleman? So do you think that that's the right move for us as a people?
Again, the industry is new, but I think the concept is right? So as this exchange or this new industry evolves, I think you'll see that, yes, we should always diversify. So the answer to that question is yes, you should not jump in with everything you have, but diversify into this market of NFTs like you would, any other, securities and exchange. Like, you just have to be well diversified with everything. But yes, I think the concept makes sense for us to be involved in 100%. It's still new. We don't know how it's going to actually pan out yet, but the concept makes a lot of sense.
So what are some of the things that this high level, that this NFT that you want to, for these exclusive members, what are some of the things that I don't know if you have it all planned out yet, but what are some of the things that you want to offer to these members?
So they'll have exclusivity for reservations, private events, private art events, other NFT launches, the opportunity to network with other cryptocurrency, people that's in that world, so that they could get, network and get understandings about how this application could be applied across the board. Opportunity to, there's going to be different types of culinary experiences that we're going to bring to the members. So it's a wide variety of opportunities, and I would say it would be art, music, culinary, and culture that we're all going to bring together in a unique experience that would not be readily available anywhere else.
Wow. And now if I don't want to use my reservation for tonight, I can sell it to another person, allow them to take it, and you get a percentage.
It wouldn't work exactly like that. Think more like a members only club. It's only for you, but you have the ability to bring other people in on your reservation. It's for the token holders only and their guests. So it will go as far as that. It wouldn't be something that you could sell.
Well, I like
you
it.
Could only sell, when I say by that, I didn't mean that you can sell. Yes, it could be on your exchange. You could sell your membership, but you wouldn't be able to. It's not transferable to let someone else come in.
Got it. I got it. I think you need the next model of a Soho house. We have to have this conversation at another time, because I would love to be a member of a Soho house model that is owned by a Black person, right? And so I just think that's something that you should think about. You're probably already working on it, because you like, oh yes, already. It's like you already.
No. That's basically the model. A membership, right? So there'll be different tiers, right? So that's kind of what the model is.
But I want you to have a pool. And then I want you to be in Miami with the pool and the beach, the same exact way that the current Soho house exists. So the last question that I have, and we know you got folks calling you, and it's time for you to move on. I have two questions. One, we still gonna see you in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Chop House, right? Because that's my favorite. I know Times Square, but I still need to be able to go to the bridge.
Okay, say no more. But you got to see the new one. You got to see the new one. So hopefully I can get you there, and you can experience that as well. But yeah, you're definitely one of the early supporters, and that's your house. Let me know whenever you want to go. Just let us know.
Us and LuShawn Thompson, because LuShawn Thompson is your PR person that is unofficial, but she goes out, tells everybody. And then,
she's amazing.
The only other thing
shout out to LuShawn.
Shout out to LuShawn. The only other thing is just to make sure that people understand they still have to pay the cost of their plate and whatever the experience is.
Yes.
They just get a membership to be able to get in, but you still buy your food.
It's a membership.
People don't know that. People don't know that. People don't know that. I'm just telling you.
Correct. That's correct. That's correct. Unless you get a higher tier membership. So what we're working on, what we're trying to formulate is a higher tier membership that actually comes with that culinary experience as well. Obviously, it'll be, a more expensive membership, but it'll come with that culinary experience, and it will come with a certain amount of reservations per year for that.
Oh, so that's the one that I can't afford, but okay. I'm on give me in the basic. I ain't at the other one yet.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Always on the cutting edge, man. Whether it's from music to the culinary space, you've always been on the cutting edge, and I know you destined for even bigger things with this NFT. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I can get on somebody's juice card that can afford the membership, and maybe they'll bring me as one of their guests. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get involved. But I appreciate you. Love you, man. Keep doing what you do.
Appreciate it.
More
Love
success.
You guys.
Keep doing it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Peace.
Right.
Man, Don Pooh, man. I've been in this industry for years, and Don Pooh is one of the greats. I was there when he found Shine. He's been with Foxy, so
he did?
Yeah.
Shine? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Don Pooh found Shine. So just watching him continue to, like he said, diversify and evolve into this, and Brooklyn Chop House is amazing. So I know the new flagship restaurant is probably gonna be
it's probably
times a million, and the whole membership that we can't afford is gonna be something extra. So hopefully, man, Don Pooh will let us sneak in and peek. At least peek. I don't need to eat nothing. Just let me peek at.
I'm getting me an NFT at Brooklyn Chop House. I just can't get to the top tier where the food is included.
Eyes Poe.
That's gonna be real.
Eyes Poe.
No, you ain't. Don't say that. We don't claim being poor at all. That's
no, we
not
don't.
funny.
No, we don't.
So,
well, listen, I just can't afford the top tier.
You don't even know the price of it.
Yeah, I just know it is, because when you start saying
top tier, we're not even gonna try the top tier.
When you start saying exclusive and all this, and I see a number down here that's a little crazy. I didn't even read that number because it hasn't been, said it was for sure. But I'm just not going. I'm not that right there.
I wonder if that number is per year.
No, that's how.
Or do you just
the
get
membership starts?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking you, damn, we should have asked Pooh. Is that every year, or once you buy the NFT, you in?
You buy the NFT and you in, and then you know what I'm saying, and that's the NFT. So it probably would be about. He probably have a certain amount that he sells for the first year, and then he'll probably sell more at a higher price until you know what I'm saying. Then people will be able to sell them for more.
Yeah, I need to know. Well, because if you want a membership at the Soho House, you pay like up to, I think it's like $5,000 every year. Mm-hmm. So I just wonder if an NFT works different.
Well, the NFT is about for NFTs is different, because what it is like they say, you buy the NFT, you own that NFT, so you own that token. So whatever comes with that token, you can get.
But that token can expire in a year, maybe.
It doesn't expire. No.
We have to ask.
That's why you purchase it.
How do you know?
Because that's what the whole thing of the NFT is that you own the NFT.
But you can own the NFT. I mean, I'm just trying to understand how you know.
Because that's what it is. It is something that you own.
I can't stand when you learn stuff. Because then you become the super expert. Can't nobody tell you
It ain't about can't nobody tell you. You just asked me a question. I'm giving you the facts about the situation.
How do you know?
Because I've been studying. And when you buy the NFT, you own the NFT.
Okay, it's not rental.
No, it's no rental.
All right.
So what happens is you can sell it for more. You can utilize it, with different situations. But you can, like he said, you can't sell a reservation for a night. No, you can sell your whole NFT, and then now that person owns the membership. You can sell your membership.
Yeah, I don't want to do. Oh, well, you want to sell your membership when the thing is like hot.
Exactly. Then you can say, I paid this amount. I'm gonna need this amount.
Yeah, well, you might need two.
And then what happens is after he do that, then he can say, you know what? We got a overwhelming amount of people who want to be a part of this. We only had this much. We're gonna put 20 more on the market. Or these things. Now the price is sky high. 20 more.
And then you could sell. Wow, I gotta know more about this.
Yeah, this I'm trying to tell you. Just listen to what I'm saying, man.
But I still, what my problem is? I still see life as me giving to others. Like in my mind, I'm not thinking enough about how I can make this happen for myself. I'm over here thinking, oh, okay, so then how do I, like, if I buy one and then I sell it, how much more does he need me to sell it for so he could get a percentage? Like, I need to retrain myself to also understand that I also can participate.
Yeah, the thing is, whenever you sell it, he's going to have, when they sell you the NFT, when they sell it to you, it's going to be the clause that said, okay, to resell it, if you resell this at such and such whatever, I get this percentage.
Right. That's in the smart contract.
That's going to be in the smart contract. Mm-hmm. So you're going to already know how much you're going to make because you're going to say, all right, I got to, whatever I give, I got to give him this amount of percentage. So when you sell it, you're going to know what you're going to make.
Okay, well then, hey, I guess it makes sense. I'm gonna be, trying to get closer.
Oh, I'm in tune now. They're in trouble. I'm about to get rich, man.
This is what I'm talking about.
Right, listen,
you learn one thing,
and that's all you gotta learn.
That's it. You like, I'm about
off
to get
to the
rich.
races. Listen,
how did richness come
because
from?
What happens is when you understand that when you understand the worth and the value that you have, right, and you utilize that, the multifaceted that our lives are, that we have things that possess that are going to be historical sometime. And right now, if we utilize those things and make those NFTs at this time, we can get a lot of money. You
know what I probably could have sold as an NFT? Well, I don't know. I was going to say, for the Women's March, I wrote my speech.
Exactly.
First speech. I wrote it physically with my hand.
You can still sell it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Understanding that.
Who cares now?
No,
you
people
know what
still
I mean?
want it. It's still people that love that speech, and they're like, "Wow, my God, I want that speech." And you put 20 of them at $20,000 on the internet. People
you can't put 20 of them if you wrote only one.
No,
one is the original.
They all originals because you are giving them.
Do you have to write it again and again and again?
No, you can create. It's like books. If you put 12 of your books on the thing and you sell them with your autograph on it, boom, 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 and these are only, they have their number that says this is the number. Only these are authentic. The blockchain will authenticate it. It stays there. Somebody buys it from you.
But I thought the purpose of it is that it is my physical speech that I wrote. There's only one of those.
But it doesn't matter if it's only one. It's you are right and you sign. It's just like when you go to the thing, somebody got 10 pictures of the man like this and he signs all of them.
Right. Okay. So then that means that I have to duplicate it somehow.
You duplicate it by some. Oh, every time you duplicate it, it's the
no.
picture.
I think you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying I physically sat with a pen and paper.
Yes.
And I wrote with the pen the speech. So I'm thinking that the value is that it is the original speech that I wrote. So how do I sell 10 of one original thing?
Because you still own it, right? It's like you duplicating. You can duplicate the one thing that you had. You signed all of these 10. Okay. This is the same that you are putting out to the world.
But it can't be.
People can say only 10 of these in the world. What do you mean it can't be?
Because I have to write it 10 times.
You don't have to write. What is wrong with you?
What do you mean? He said 19 Keys said crazy, to unlock the physical.
Tamika.
You use the digital to unlock the physical.
Tamika.
Okay, so I only have one piece of paper in my house that the speech is on. So you tell me how I'm gonna get that to 10 people.
What I'm trying to tell you is
copy machine.
You can recreate it. Like you can copy it, but and you sign it. Right? Okay. It's your it's authenticated because it came from you. I told you I need it slow,
so don't try to act like it's a lot of people like me that need it explained in 5 or 6 different ways, and I don't appreciate you going to sit there and try to say I'm not well.
The main one that's on the paper you could sell at a remarkable amount of.
Oh, now you want to go to my main one.
You can, because now it's the main paper. You can say, for this one, that I can physically send you the original paper, but you can have, it's just like when people have copies of the picture and they sign it.
Right, okay.
Right? Just having those words and know that they was authenticated by you, that came from you, and the only place they can get it is from you.
Okay.
Gives it the value to me.
All right. Okay, well, I still have questions, but I'm getting better, so that's enough.
Anyway, thank you for another dope episode. We appreciate y'all for always supporting us, man. Shout out to 19 Keys. Shout out to our brother Don Pooh. Continue to educate us, man, because I'm ready. I'm about to take over now.
Lord,
hopefully
Jesus.
Don Pooh will give me one of these memberships, on the for the people. You know what I'm saying? Give one for the people that we could get the high level experience. But it's always a pleasure talking to our brothers and being educated and watching them evolve and learn.
We got to get some women in this space.
Yes, we got some, man. We're going to come up with some women that know about these spaces, and we're going to be interviewing them real soon. But in the meantime, keep supporting us. Keep showing us love. Tell us what you hate. Tell us what you love. We want to hear it all because we the #1 show in the world, the #1 street politicians, man. And I might not always be right. Tamika Mallory may not always be wrong, but we will both always, and I mean always, be authentic.
Peace.